Happy New Year's, everyone! After a week break due to Christmas, it's time to get back into some Project K. Today, we have a 1v1 game for you. We heard your feedback, and going forward, we will have card images on screen. Hope everyone enjoys it. Now let's get into it. The battlefields that have been chosen for this game are Reaver's Row for Jameson, who's playing Jinx, and Altar of Unity for me, and I'm playing Victor. We will both start off by drawing 4 cards. Jameson will choose to mulligan 1, and I will choose to keep my hand. Jameson won the die roll, so he will be going first. Jameson will get started with 2 chaotic runes. Then I'll remind him that in 1v1 he does get to draw going first, and he will draw for turn. He has no first turn play to make, so he'll pass on over to me. I will draw for turn, and then I will get started with 3 mental runes. At this point, I'm pretty sure I did not shuffle my rune deck, but we will see. Next, I will pay 2 for a Watchful Sentry, and then I will go ahead and pass the turn to Jameson. Jameson draws for turn, and then he will get started with a Fury rune and a Chaotic rune. He will then float 1 energy and recycle a Fury rune to play his Seal of Fury. He will then use the 1 floating energy and 1 more to play Vi, exhausting his Seal of Fury to pay the power cost. He will finish up his turn by paying 2 for a Noxus Hopeful. I will draw for turn, and then I will get started with 2 more mental runes. At this point, I'm very certain that I did not shuffle my rune deck, but it is what it is. Now I go ahead and move my Watchful Sentry into Reaver's Row, scoring my first point of the game. Next, I will pay 3 for a Faithful Manufacturer. The Manufacturer's ability will allow me to create 1 recruit. Then I will finish up my turn by paying 2 and using my Victor's ability to create 1 more recruit. Then I will pass the turn to Jameson, and he will get started with a Fury rune and a Chaotic rune. Next, he will pay 3 for a Flame Chompers. He will follow that up by moving his Noxus Hopeful into Reaver's Row. I decide that instead of letting it die now to get a single draw, that I will retreat my Watchful Sentry to get more value from it later. This allows Jameson to conquer Reaver's Row and score his first point. He is then going to go ahead and pass the turn to me. I will draw for turn, and then I will get started with a Mental rune and an Order rune. After that, I will pay 4 and recycle 1 Order rune to play my Victor partner. Next, I will pay 1 for a Stupefy, targeting the Noxus Hopeful. Once that resolves, I will draw a card for the Stupefy, and then I will move my Loyal Manufacturer into Reaver's Row to fight the Noxus Hopeful. Jameson will respond to this by playing Gust, bouncing my Loyal Manufacturer back to my hand. I have no response to this, so this will save Jameson's Noxus Hopeful and allow him to keep Reaver's Row. I will then move my Watchful Sentry into the Altar of Unity and score my second point of the game. I will follow that up by playing another Watchful Sentry to my base, and then I will pass the turn to Jameson. Jameson will draw for turn, and then he will get started with a Fury rune and a Chaotic rune. He will then pay 5 and recycle 1 Chaotic rune to play his partner Jinx. Next, he will move his Flame Chompers into the Altar of Unity to fight my Watchful Sentry. My Watchful Sentry will die, which will allow me to draw a card and create a recruit. Jameson will score his third point and then pass the turn to me. I will draw for turn, and then I will get my turn started with 2 Order runes. I will then pay 2 and recycle 1 Order rune to play Cull. The Cull will kill my Watchful Sentry and Jameson's Flame Chompers. Because one of my non-token units died, Victor will create a recruit, and then I will draw a card for the Watchful Sentry. Now I will move a recruit into the Altar of Unity to score my third point. I will follow that up by paying 4 to play my Cruel Patron into the Altar of Unity. This causes me to sacrifice one of my recruits. I will then pay 2 for 1 more Watchful Sentry, and then I will pass the turn. Jameson will draw for turn, and then he will get started with 2 Fury runes. He does forget to put his point in for holding this turn, but he will remember later on in the turn, so just pay attention to the scores on the screen instead. Next, he will pay 8, recycling 3 Chaotic runes to play Possession. This will allow him to take control of my Cruel Patron. He will then move his Vi into the Altar of Unity to fight my recruit. Vi easily kills my recruit and scores Jameson his 5th point. He will then go ahead and pass the turn back to me. I will draw for turn and then get started with 2 Order runes. Next, I pay 4, recycling 1 Order rune to play my Victor. Next, I will play my Loyal Manufacturer, allowing me to create a recruit. I will then pay 2, recycling 1 Order rune for another Cull. For the Cull, I will kill my Watchful Sentry, and Jameson chooses to kill his Noxus Hopeful. Because my Watchful Sentry died, I get to draw a card and create 2 more recruits. Finally, I will move a recruit into Reaver's Row to score my 4th point, and then I'll pass the turn to Jameson. Jameson will score his 6th point for holding the Altar of Unity, and he will create a recruit, which I did forget to do earlier in the video. He will then draw for turn and get started with a Chaotic Rune and a Fury Rune. He will then move his Jinx into Reaver's Row to fight my recruit. I will then use the when defending ability of Reaver's Row to retreat my recruit back to base. This allows Jameson to conquer Reaver's Row and score his 7th point. He will then pay 3 and generate 1 Fury power with his seal to play a Red Jinx. This will trigger the Red Jinx's ability, forcing Jameson to discard 2 cards, which will then trigger the Purple Jinx's ability, causing it to ready itself and gain 1 might. He will then recycle 1 Fury Rune to pay for the Flame Chompers when discarded a cost, allowing him to play it to his base. He will then finish up his turn by retreating his Jinx and his Vi back to base so that I can't kill them on my turn, and he can make a final push on his turn to score both locations and win the game. I will draw for turn, and then I will get started with 2 Order Runes. Next, I will move 6 recruits into the Altar of Unity, scoring my 5th point. Then I will move both of my Victors and my Loyal Manufactor into Reaver's Row to score my 6th point. I will then finish up my turn by using my Victor's Legend ability to create 1 recruit in Reaver's Row. Then I will pass the turn to Jameson. Jameson will draw for turn, and then he will get started with 1 Fury Rune and 1 Chaotic Rune. He will then pay 3 and exhaust his Seal of Fury to play an accelerated Legion Rearguard. He follows that up by paying 1 to play Gust on my Loyal Manufactor, returning it to my hand. He will then recycle 6 cards from his trash to buff Vi by 6 might. He will then move the Vi, the Legion Rearguard, the Flame Chompers, and the Red Jinx into Reaver's Row. I will respond by paying 6 and recycling 3 Order Runes to play Grand Stratagem, buffing all of my units by 5 might. This allows me to narrowly win that showdown and keep 1 6-power recruit in Reaver's Row. Jameson will then move my Cruel Patron into Reaver's Row to fight the recruit, but I'll use Reaver's Row ability to retreat my recruit back to base. This will cause Jameson to score, but because he is at 7 and can't win right now, he will draw a card instead. Jameson will finish up his turn by moving 1 recruit into Reaver's Row, and then he will pass the turn to me. I will gain another recruit for holding Altar of Unity, and I will also score my 7th point. I will draw for turn, and then I will get started with 2 Order Runes. I will start off by paying 1 to play Stupefy, targeting the Cruel Patron, just because I wanted to get a draw. I will follow that up by paying 2 and recycling 1 Order Rune to Hidden Blade my Cruel Patron that Jameson controls. He will then draw 2 cards. I will then move my recruit into Reaver's Row to fight Jameson's recruit. I will pay 2, recycling 1 Mental Rune to play Siphon Power, making my recruit 2 power and Jameson's 1. This will be enough to kill the recruit at Reaver's Row, and because I have scored both locations this turn, I do go to 8 and win the game. I hope everyone had a great time watching. See you again next time.